Welcome in, guys, to Rover Sports, the show, the program. We are live here today, and we are going to be discussing Sam Darnold and Adam Gase here on Rover Sports, the show. And the way that I see this thing transpiring, I don't think that Sam Darnold will be a starting quarterback past next year, which is 2021, because Sam Darnold, he's another USC quarterback. He doesn't have elite-level arm strength. Sam Darnold is a guy that has a very weak arm, and he's also not great at escaping, and his fumbles are ridiculous. I mean, his tiny hands cannot hold the football, so when a defensive end comes around, he gets stripped. Sam Darnold is incapable of pushing the ball down the field. He's incapable of finding a rhythm with his receivers. He's incapable of throwing with velocity, throwing down on receivers. Sam Darnold doesn't beat good teams, and Sam Darnold has massively struggled. And yesterday against the New England Patriots, you had to decide, is Sam Darnold going to be a franchise-worthy quarterback? And yesterday, the answer was abundantly clear that Sam Darnold does not have the ability to be a franchise quarterback in the NFL. You're playing on Monday Night Football. It's a must-win game. You're preparing for your division rival, the New England Patriots, and they end up blitzing you. And yes, they have Stephon Gilmore, the McCourty brothers, Kyle Van Noy. Yes, they do have Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches ever, but Sam Darnold showed no mental toughness yesterday when he was down. There was no leadership on the sidelines, and Sam Darnold couldn't adjust the protections. So even though the offensive line was confused, your job as a quarterback is to adjust the protections, and Sam Darnold did none of that yesterday. The New York Jets hiring Adam Gase was a massive, massive mistake. They could have had Matt Rule at 7-0 at Baylor. You could have had maybe a Mike McCarthy, except I'm not a McCarthy fan either, but you could have had Matt Rule. And for Sam Darnold, for the Jets to think that Sam Darnold had so much power that he was going to decide who the next head coach was, Sam Darnold has not done anything in this league. He has not led a winning season. He hasn't even gotten to the playoffs like Lamar Jackson. He's not doing things that Baker or Josh Allen are doing. And for the Jets to just trust everything with Sam Darnold is ludicrous, in my opinion. And I told you guys that Sam Darnold did not have a big arm. I told you that he was not a guy that was going to hit the second read. And I told you that he's not a guy that was going to scare you down the field, that was just going to throw you interceptions. In that Cleveland game last year, Darnold had a chance to come back. And what did he do? He folded up tent again. That is Samuel Darnold. Folds up tent. When things go bad, he doesn't know how to respond to adversity. He came from Southern Cal. He walked on there. And Sam Darnold, when the going gets tough, is he going to buckle down and deal with adversity? We know Josh Allen can do that. Josh Allen didn't have any Division I offers. He had to go to a community college before he was able to go to Wyoming. Of all places, Wyoming. And he was overlooked, and he's been dealing with adversity from Fireball his entire life. But Sam Darnold, can he deal with adversity well? And in last night's game, he gave up, he quit. The teammates, they don't respond to Sam Darnold. And Darnold, he's just weak. He's a turnover machine. He's like a J.T. O'Sullivan guy. I don't know what people saw in him. Just because he can throw on the run in college does not make you an elite NFL quarterback. Just because you can, when the pocket breaks down. His mechanics are awful. He's throwing off of his back foot, throwing lollipops there. He doesn't know what he's doing. Doesn't have a plan when he gets to the line of scrimmage. Certainly a lot of it can be due to Adam Gase and his futility. But there is massive, massive problems in New York, and it starts with Darnold, and it starts with Adam Gase. If I was in New York, I would go out and look at Jacob Eason, the quarterback out of Washington. This guy has a big-time arm. This guy deals with adversity well, and this guy is 6'5". He's an absolute cannon of a quarterback, and this guy is a big-time guy that when you hit Jacob Eason, he doesn't just fold. I don't want a Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's not good, but Jacob Eason has all the tools to be an elite, big-time level quarterback for the Jets, but the Jets are probably going to stick with Sam Darnold. We'll see how Darnold performs down the stretch. I think that the Jags are going to crush Sam Darnold, and I bet you Sam Darnold is not even going to be an NFL quarterback in 2 years. I believe he'll be a backup quarterback. He's going to find out the same fate as Mariota, as Mitchell Trubisky, as Jameis Winston. The same exact fate as all of those other guys. That's what's probably going to happen with Sam Darnold. Don't believe in his arm strength. He can't even throw it 40 yards. He has tiny hands. He has trouble when it's adverse weather, and he cannot take a hit in the pocket, and he does not. And he's just squirmy back there in the pocket. Squirmy Darnold. And he doesn't set the offensive line well. He doesn't show leadership qualities. Quiet. Doesn't show leadership qualities. Darnold, in the long run, not going to be a good quarterback, and yesterday was more emphasis on that. The Cowboys game, he had one good throw up the seam in the first half, and everybody lost their mind. Everybody believes that Sam Darnold is the answer to everyone's problems. That's what everybody believes, is that Sam Darnold is the answer to everyone's problems. But he's not. And the Jets are going to be looking for a new quarterback very soon. He's a flop. He's a bust. If he ever comes back and he's a baller and he's successful and he's making plays like Tony Romo and making off-schedule plays, get back to me. And it's not going to be with Adam Gase either. I'm done. Gase is over. Cancel Adam Gase. He's done. He was a terrible coach in Miami, and Jets fans saw it twice a year. They knew the hire was bad. You guys were outraged, and appropriately so. This guy is a bad football coach, and Christopher Johnson decides to go out and hire him. And everybody in the league could see that it was a massive mistake. This guy is a sociopath. He's on Adderall his whole life. This is just a train wreck of a franchise right now and of an organization. The Giants aren't much better, but come on, Jets, you guys can do better than Darnold and Adams.